It's October, yet again, another deadline fixed for the Port Harcourt refinery to restart production has passed, with no sign of its beginning operation. This is the seventh time the scheduled expected recommencement of production has failed to materialize, the last one being slated for September 2024. In 2019, NNPC Limited, the entity in charge of all the government refineries, had promised that it would deliver all the country's four refineries before the end of the tenure of the then President Muhammadu Buhari. Now, in March 2021, a $1.5 billion loan was acquired by the Nigerian government for the renovation and modernization of the refinery, which attracted criticism from different quarters. The Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Mele Kyari, had also assured Nigerians that the rehabilitated Port Harcourt refinery would commence operations at an interactive session with the Senate. According to estimates, the Nigerian government has spent over 11 trillion naira in the past 10 years on fixing the country's refineries. In another development, the nation has been promised that by the 1st of October, NNPC Limited will commence the daily supply of 385,000 barrels of crude to the Dangote refinery to be paid for in naira. For now, that is yet to begin. Georgina Ndukwezainka, Arise News.
Okay, we have in the studio Anab Igbe, who is the Pioneer National Publicity Secretary of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum and National Coordinator, South-South Leadership Forum. Very warm welcome to News Night, Anab.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the Port Harcourt Refinery, after spending, how much? Over 3 trillion naira. It's not even, technically, the management of NNPCL said it was ready. They will roll out June, they will roll out July, August, September deadline that they gave us. 7 times they failed to start that refinery. Is that refinery truly on at all? Is it ever going to be on?
Well, refineries in some countries stays for over 100 years, and they are still functional. It depends on the leadership of the body that manages it. The problem with the refineries in Nigeria is basically the management of the NNPC. Because when Mika Bayuru left, we had the refinery working. And the Port refinery was working but a bit athletic. And the idea was to shut it down. I remember we were at a conference in Hilton here, and I told them, look, you don't run things like that way. The refinery is working. If you want to repair it, from my experience, you will take them bit by bit. Then we can get it out quickly. But if you want to go total overhaul and shut down everywhere, it means there will be no fuel. But that advice was not taken, and they shut down everywhere. At the time, the new management, led by Mele Kyari, came, fuel price was 145 naira and 150 naira. But today, the fuel price is 1,000 something. In River State, particularly the Niger Delta, is 3,000 per liter. And they also ban us from using jerry can. So you can see how it becomes difficult. So if you carry fuel from the filling station with jerry can, they see that smuggling, so you pay price for the police. And this is where the oil is coming from. The refineries are not working basically because before Mele Kyari came in, NNPC over the years have the process. The corporate headquarters have their budget. The subsidiary, like the refineries, also have their budget. And there are processes under which they can run the plant. The managing director of the refineries has a limit of $2 million. If for any procurement or any contract is more than $2 million, it will pass you to the next level, that's DESCOM, which is represented by the executive director, group executive director, refinery. And if the money is more than that, then it will go to an NPC management committee, That's from $5 million to $10 million. And from there, if it's more than $10 million, it goes to the NNPC board. Now, you give the power to the MD to exercise. You will do the job, and you only watch to see what happens. But today, that is not the case. Since ever Melekiari came in, he wants to see every single dollar why you are spending $1. And so
Is it the problem of the corporation?
I'm coming. If you have a plant you want to run, and somebody says you cannot even spend $1,000 until he sees it. Until he sees it, the whole thing will stand still. There are some MDs who say, okay, let us do the contract. They will give us money. The monies are not coming. So the refinery became a problem. The banks.
What today is the position of Port Harcourt Refinery?
The position, they have done what they would do, but I'm sure if you investigate, it will be funding. Because if the relevant funds are not released, it might be a very small thing that they will need to put it right. Funds are not released. They don't have authority. The MDs that have authority of $2 million cannot now approve $1 million and get the money. Sometimes they'll say, pack all your bills to Abuja for them to pay. Or if you're a contractor like Warri Refinery, you give it to Dewu. And the funding is a problem. Because they're not running their budget. They have the budget, but somebody's running the budget for them. And until that is done, the people the staff are demoralized. And when the staffs are demoralized, they will not be effective. You give contracts sometimes without the knowledge of the management. And these are the problems they are facing. Not only the Port Harcourt Refinery, the Warri Refinery, the Kaduna Refinery. But I strongly believe...
Is the Warri Refinery producing? Some people say they are producing surreptitiously, that trucks are still loading in Warri Refinery. What are they loading there?
Warri Refinery was shut down by Melekiari. They were not producing, but now they are trying to bring it back. It has not started production. When it starts production, you will know. There are a lot of things to be done in the refineries, but no funds to do them. So how will they quickly start? And the management of NNPC is not considering the implications. Because today you take our crude outside. Instead of increasing our foreign reserve, you go back, refine it there, leaving the things that are supposed to come out from there, and bring petroleum and petrol and diesel. Kero, you are not bringing it. Carbon black, we are not seeing. PP, we are not seeing. Lubricants, we are not seeing. All are things that are in the refinery that they're supposed to produce. And when you don't do that, and you prefer to be importing,
is it a deliberate effort to siphon Nigeria's scarce, forex, or just sheer criminality here?
You see, we heard of subsidy. I ask a question. The federal government through NNPC imports the petroleum product or refine our petroleum product and brought it back. So where is the subsidy? Who takes the subsidy? Now, the cost of refining the product outside is enormous. You pay freight. A vessel will come, carry the crude oil to wherever you want to refine it. After refining, you bring it back. You pay customs, you pay port charges and other charges before you bring it down by doubling the cost of the product. And you enjoy it. Dangote Refinery has just come. Instead of you to produce enough crude oil to feed them and meet up your OPEC quota, you are currently with Dangote Refinery. So that the refineries will not produce locally, you continue to import. Thereby depleting our foreign reserve. Production too is very low. At the time
the president of Nigeria is the Minister of Petroleum Resources. Why is it Hans Akimbo in this?
You see, he's the president. It's why they advise him.
Yeah, he's the minister. He's the Minister of Petroleum Resources.
I agreed.
What advice does he need again if you've painted all these pictures?
Mr. President is not supposed to be the minister. But for personal reason, every president wants to see what's going on there. And they are not doing enough.
Is it saying clearly what is going on there?
Well, if you know, you cannot see clearly. Because there are two parallel lines of reporting. The GMD reports directly to him. The Minister of State reporting directly to him. The Minister of State has no control over the GMD. And the GMDs are more powerful. So the GMD reports to him, and whatever they tell him, he's a president. He may decide to believe it. Otherwise, a GMD came in, he met 2.4 million barrels per day, and today he's celebrating 1.6 barrel. That is doing well. He blamed all this to Bokras, he blamed the pipeline vandalism, but Nigeria has the potential of producing 4 to 5 billion barrels per day. We have a reserve of 37 billion barrels. We also have 206.56 triple cubic
feet of gas.
If we have this volume, 100 years, even if we are producing 5,000 barrels a day, we cannot finish it. Now, the policy for every businessman, they said, oh, you want to make it a limited liability company, which means you must be more focused. The focus would have been, I have 37,000 barrels here seen. Let me tap it enough and have a small percentage to search for fuel outside this place, whether we can increase our reserve. The 37,000 barrels is enormous. We are second in Africa. And you are not tapping it. Out of it, you're only taking 1 point something. For how many years? And you need resources. Let us say you're producing 6,000 barrels and they're stealing 1,000 barrels. You still have enough for your local refinery and for OPEC quotas. But these are not the direction, not focused direction. What they do is to bring a PIA and say, look, hey, we have to present 30% frontier, and you go to the north to look for oil. He said Gombe. We have seen oil in Gombe. We expected that by now.
For 2 years now.
For by
not
now,
one drop of oil.
Those oil would have been maintaining the Kaduna refinery or bring down here.
Is
or
Kaduna refinery on?
If at all you want to stop importation, you must make sure this is work. Let me tell you the advantage of the refineries. Refineries employ over 50,000 persons, directly or indirectly, when it's functional. And you have various products. Kaduna refinery can bring lubricants. Now we are importing lubricants, engine oil and other grease and so on. We are importing them, depleting our foreign reserve when we can produce them locally. We have carbon black in Warri refinery. We have PP, all this plastic and all these things they are doing. The raw materials are there. Mm-hmm. You produce and you can sell them to Nigeria. That also have its own employment. Those who will buy, those who will produce, a lot of things, chain reactions. It goes a long way. We have diesel. We have Kero. Kero is not seen anymore because they are interested only in bringing diesel and petrol. What happened to the other byproduct? Nobody hears it. They tell us nobody. Oh, we take it to refinery and we are patronizing other refinery. But refinery in Brazil, America, stays over 100 years. It's a matter of changing the parts. Carbon black have their agents here. The carbon black plant. All you need to, I want to plant or this, they place it and the plant work. It's like a car. When your car is bad, you change the parts that are bad, it will work. But the focus is not there. Oh, we are looking for oil. The oil is reserved is here. I can tell you the oil companies are not happy. The NNPC staff themselves are not happy. They're being frustrated. There are some persons who have served the NNPC for 20, 30 years, graduates, that are not yet managers. But today you will bring in fresh graduates as managers and ask these people to teach them. When you teach them, you make them redundant. Let me tell you, as South Southerners, we have only 18 management staff at the NNPC out of the over 200 management staff. The oil is coming here. And yet we have less than 20 from the south.
You probably don't have one voice yet. Well, I just want to thank you on the notes on the refineries and the rest. Anab Sarah Igbe, former spokesman of the Pan-Niger Delta PANDEF and South-South Leadership Forum. Thanks for coming on.